Alright, here we are with turn 11. So Sister Mary is stunned, meaning she only gets one action. And I think she's decided she wants to try the puzzle again. So we're going to go back to the app. Click on the puzzle. And attempt. Give her the mouse. Yoda, you can get up there, buddy. And the good thing is, once this puzzle is solved, the game automatically... Well, there you go. Seeing a pattern in overlapping circles, you trace a continuous line through the winding markings. The runes illuminate with a strange green light, and a wall panel pops open, revealing a secret door to a hidden study behind the wall. Gain one clue, then discard this search token and wall.
And I'm also discarding my stunned card because that was the end of my turn.
So we're going to get rid of that clue token and that wall. And then the secret panel in the wall slides open noiselessly and you peer into a hidden office. Place the study tile and a wall as indicated. So we have the wall from the last room.
And here's the study.
So as you can see, I'm going to switch back to the board real quick here. So as you can see, the way this tile is, there's a door here, but no door on the opposite side, so it's kind of an anachronism. So they give you this little wall token. You just put over it, and now it doesn't look so weird. Back in the app, I'm sure it'll tell us to put a search token there. So we have one search token that we had from the previous room. A bookshelf filled with frightening objects is mounted on the opposite wall. Place a search token here. An oak desk sits on the other side of the room. Place a search token there. You may move one space into the explored area, which Sister Mary is going to do. Alright, so this is what the board looks like now.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, though. I'm going to take a move action to go 1, 2, and I'll investigate this. Just so on your next turn, you can investigate and leave. So there, I'm investigating. The oak desk has been kept in good condition, but you notice scuff marks on the floor that indicate it is regularly moved. You drag the desk away from the wall and look behind it. A small alcove in the wall holds a switch that looks newer than the surrounding structure. As you pull the lever, you hear it click from the other side of the wall out of the hallway. Gain one clue token. Oh, I don't think we're going to need that brass key anymore. And that was both of our actions. So now is the Mythos Phase. Michael McGlynn's limbs are wrenched into impossible angles by an invisible force. Michael McGlynn suffers 4 damage. Strength +1 negates.
Well, at least this is your,
Yeah. It's my forte.
Yes.
Will you get him on that there, please? We just can't jump that high. My Pomeranian Yoda's, he's just a little guy.
Yoda.
So for my roll, I got 3 successes, 2 clue tokens, 2 clue icons, and a failure. So I'm going to spend a clue token to convert one of the clue icons to a success, negating that 4 damage. Because no thank you. And that was 4 face-up damage. You start to hear the sound of voices chanting in unison from another part of the estate. The ritual is nearly complete. Someone stop them! Spawn a cultist, as indicated. As the cultist bursts into the entry, Eugene yells with fright, "Not again!" Move Eugene, as indicated. The cultist moves 2 spaces towards the... Hold on, before you move him well. He's going to move 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. Then it attacks the investigator in the space with the lowest agility. So all it cares about first is the nearest investigator, which is me. And it's going to move 2 spaces to get closer to me. It is still not within line of sight or anything. So, back in the app. No investigator in the space. Each investigator must resolve a horror check. Oh, we don't have anything, so we're good. We're good. So that took 5 minutes. We can fly through another turn, I think. So we'll go on, end the Mythos phase. We'll try to be swift as we go about turn 12. So we are up here. I am going to move here and investigate that. Oh. No, I'm not. I'm going to move into Sister Mary's space. Because we have to deal with Sister Mary's wounds. I have 2 things that can help here. I have my Flesh Ward spell, which allows me to discard 1 damage from somebody. Or I have Bandages. Discard up to 2 face-down damage, then discard this card. This doesn't let me do it from another person, though. So I'm going to take a trade action to give Sister Mary the bandages. And that will be my 2 actions.
Okay. So Sister Mary's first action then will be to use the bandages. So she will get rid of 2 face-down damage.
We're going to want to shuffle them up.
Okay.
And take out 2, just in case they tell you to do something face-up. And then you shuffle them immediately back into the wound deck. There's no discard pile for wounds or sanity.
So 1, 2 removed, leaving me with 3 damage. And I will shuffle the wounds all back together. And then I will discard the bandages, putting it back into the common items deck.
Yep. And for your second action, are you going to investigate this token?
For my second action, yes. I was tempted to use my holy water, which would have, I could discard the holy water to get rid of one of my horror and become focused.
Ooh, that wouldn't be too bad either, though. Especially since one of those horror keeps giving you damage.
Right.
That would give you an opportunity to try to get rid of it.
Yes. So I think I will. I'll kind of use this as a healing turn. So I will use my holy water.
Okay.
And I will shuffle up the 2.
I just want to make sure that the holy water is not a... I think the only item that we have in the satchel is okay, because we can still read Lady Vanderbilt's journal.
So I have shuffled up the 2 horror, so I have no idea which one is the panic. And I will discard...
And that gets shuffled right back into the horror deck.
And I will put the holy water, because that's also discarded, I will put that back into the common items deck.
You know, as an aside, I would love to see this type of setup for like, what is it, the House on Haunted Hill, the Haunting of Hill House or whatever. You know, just a game, a slasher type game where you're trying to get away from a monster in a house, not Cthulhian in nature, just, you know, like Jason or something. All right, so that's both of our actions. So we will move on to the Mythos phase. Unbidden, the terrible things you have seen rise up from your memory, where they were safely locked away. Each investigator flips 2 horror face up. Ooh, that was fortuitous that you used the holy water then.
Yes, definitely.
So what's the one you have?
Minor shock. So I got rid of the
Nice.
panic.
So she only has the 1, so that's all she has to do. I have 2, however. First one's a minor shock. We know that does nothing. The second one is a minor shock.
Nice.
Oops. Going back to the app. The cultist moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible. 1, 2.
Still not within range.
Cannot move to be within range. The cultist moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator.
Now we're going to have problems. 1, 2, so it is in the same space as us.
And I'm going to be fair, I'm not entirely sure this is how we're supposed to be doing it, but it's the way that seems natural to me because the first step, it just tells you to move it. It doesn't say move it if it can be within range, if it'll bring it within range. So I'm assuming then its second action is moving an additional 2 spaces.
Just like a player could do two moves.
That's my assumption, anyway. Now, each investigator must resolve a horror check. So the cultist only has a horror of 1, but, excuse me, still a horror. So we're each going to have to resolve a horror check against the cultist. For Michael McGlynn, the cultist snickers and you realize you have stepped within a glyph etched into the ground. It glows red as you study the symbols. Suffer 1 face-down damage and 1 face-down horror. Lore plus 1 negates. Oh, lore plus 1. So that brings me up to 3. Only need 2 successes, though. I got 2 successes.
Nice.
I got 2 successes and a failure, so I will negate both of them. And for Sister Mary... The cultist whispers a message that only you can hear. Your friends seek to... Oh, shit. Your friends seek to slay you. Make a willpower 1 check.
Traitorous asshole. Alright, so my willpower is 5. And I have 2 successes.
If you pass, you ignore the lies. If you fail, you turn against your nearby friend. Suffer 1 horror, and then each other investigator in your space suffers 1 face-down damage.
As they take a fire extinguisher to the face.
Right, yeah. Thankfully, that's not a thing, so... Alright, and that's going to bring us to the end of turn 12. So we'll return in the next video with turn 13.